Hello, my name's Tim Bowen. I'm originally from Wales, but I now live in England. I'm a teacher trainer, course book writer and translator. I translate documents for the European Union. I've been a teacher trainer for quite a long time, and I've done teacher training in many countries around the world, including Russia, China, Brazil, Germany, Italy, and so on. Okay, my name's Tim, and we're going to look at some words today. Grammar, I'm not so interested. Methodology, yeah, okay, it's important, but I don't like talking about it too much, because you know how to teach. That's not the important thing. But we can always learn new words and new stuff and new interesting things about words. That's what fascinates me. I'm in a country, the second time in my life, where I understand nothing. Which is really an interesting experience. I really do not understand any Georgian at all. But I did a workshop yesterday evening in the school, and one of the activities we were looking at a little exercise with days of the week. And I said, look, I want to hear something. I want you to tell me the days of the week in Georgian. So they went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I recognised the word for Friday. Paraskeli. And I heard it and I thought, I recognise that. And I couldn't remember where from, but it's the same in Iranian, Farsi.
Yes.
Fascinating. Yeah, I didn't know this. I didn't know this, so that's the first word I've learned. I can say Friday. So the day after tomorrow is Paraskeli. First word in Georgian. I'm very proud of that. However, I can understand the other language many people speak here, Russian, I can understand. So I don't know if that helps, but anyway, okay, let's start. English, what's your favourite word in English? Okay? Is everybody settled down? What's your favourite word? Can you give me some examples?
Beautiful.
I didn't quite catch the one from the back. Sorry, can you say it again?
Comfort.
Comfort. Any more?
Temptation.
Charity. Charity. No. Charity.
Yeah?
My parents has been rejected, and that's why I don't intend to be. It was love.
Love, what's wrong with that? That's a nice one.
Responsible.
Responsible. Very serious word. Interesting.
And I came up with not very serious one, the temptation.
This reminds me of Oscar Wilde, who said, I can resist everything except temptation.
Yeah.
That's a rather nice quotation, that one.
Yeah.
Temptation, that's a good one. That's a nice one. Okay, any more? Sorry, hope. Hope. Okay, love and hope. Those are two good ones. Hope. I didn't catch it. Right, I don't think it exists as a word. It's just in the poem, but very nice one, thank you. You've got two favourite words. Okay, what's
Appropriate.
Appropriate. I'm beginning to believe that Georgian teachers are different from other nationalities. Just because some of your words are very serious. Flexible, another serious word.
Friendship, inspiration.
Friendship. Darling. Now that's a bit more like it. That's the kind of word I expect to hear. Okay, would you like, we'll stop there, if you can get a very, very big list. Would you like to say why you like them?
I like the sound.
Okay, that's important, the sound. That helps us to remember. If you like the sound of a word, remember, Paraskeva. I like the sound of Paraskeva. Friday. Boring, isn't it? Paraskeva sounds much nicer than Friday. Freitag in German. Not so nice. Okay. Anybody else got a reason why they like the word?
Because of the concept lying behind it.
Yeah. So the concept, the sound, anything else?
Maybe it's connected with some memory.
Say it again.
It's connected with some memory, maybe.
Yeah, you
It
associate.
reminds you something. Or
Exactly.
something.
You associate it with something that's
And the
important.
meaning just
The meaning, the meaning, the concept, associated with memory, the sound. I'll give you an example. I don't speak Hungarian. Does anybody here speak Hungarian?
a little.
Oh, I'm very impressed.
Just couple words.
I have 500 word vocabulary, but I can't speak it. I sound like a small child. It's very embarrassing.
The no, does it mean Cassian?
Just an earnest thank you. Yes, I know that. Okay. Many years ago, the first time I went to Hungary, I was waiting for a friend to arrive from Prague. I was a student. It's a long, long time ago. I was waiting. It was Saturday afternoon in July. Hot. At the railway station Keleti, which is East Station in Budapest. I was waiting for this friend to arrive from Prague, and her train was late. 2 hours late. I'm British. What did I do? Where did I go? What do British people do when they...
To the pub.
Exactly. There was a pub in the station. So I went to the pub. What did I do in the pub?
Had a cup of coffee.
No. I had a beer. 1.5 hours more to wait. No.
Shopping?
I had another beer. 1 hour left to wait. What did I do? Yes. And what happened after that? What
That's a big problem.
I needed to go to the toilet. The problem was, it was Saturday afternoon, very, very quiet, very hot, no one was around, and there were these two doors that were clearly toilets. But usually in most countries there were symbols.
Yes.
A man, a woman with a parasol, skirt or something. Nothing like that. There were just these two words. Don't worry about
Hungarian.
Hungarian words, yes. Okay. Now I had to choose.
Which one did you
Just a moment. Discuss with your neighbour which one you think I went to. Okay, which one do you think? Which one?
This one is man.
This one?
Yes. Man. So, because it's associated with the third three-letter word, man.
Men. Okay, that's one reason. What about this one?
It's woman, female.
Female, feminine, foul. Yeah. So I went through the same mental process. I thought, this must be women. This must be men. But it's not. So I went in. I entered the wrong one. Luckily there was nobody inside, but as I was coming out, a woman came in. Very, 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 very embarrassed. But, and your point was interesting, I have never forgotten. So a memory of these words. The experience was important. I'm going to give you another example. Not from my memory, but from a student's memory. Some years ago I was teaching in Switzerland, a very rich country. I like this room. In Switzerland everything is completely high-tech. You touch a button and the curtains open. You touch another button, the computer appears from the floor. This is not great for British people. We don't like this. It's too sophisticated for us. Anyway, my students were bankers. Suits, ties, 20 years younger than me, and 20 times richer than me. So we had a very strange relationship, as you can imagine. Richer, younger. Poorer, older. Anyway, one day we were doing extreme adjectives. For example, hungry, starving. Very hungry, absolutely starving. Very cold, absolutely
Freezing.
freezing. Very hot, absolutely
Scorching.
Very hot.
absolutely
Scorching.
scorching, boiling, sweltering, there's lots of them. Anyway, one of the students said, Tim, what's the word for very, absolutely surprised? Very, 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 very surprised. I said, well, there are many words. You can
Flabbergasted.
say amazed,
Yes.
astonished, astounded, shocked, dumbfounded, there's a lot. Or you can say-
Flabbergasted.
Or you can say, thank you very much, you can say flabbergasted.
Right.
And they said, how do you write it? And I wrote flabbergasted. And they actually said, no. I said, what do you mean no? They said, we don't believe you, that's not an English word. You're pulling our leg. It's not true, it's not true. Don't joke with us, we're serious people. And I said, it's an English word. It's very common, we use it a lot. Flabbergasted, I'm flabbergasted. Anyway, 2 years later I was back in Switzerland. I wasn't teaching these people, I was just walking along the streets in Zurich. And I suddenly heard someone shout, Tim, hi, Tim! Waving across the street. And he came across the street and said, Tim, I'm absolutely flabbergasted to see you. So, it works. Okay, shall we start? I
Yeah.
haven't started yet, this was just say hello. We're talking about words, as I said at the beginning. Let's move on. Okay, what does this word mean?
Not good.
That's one meaning of bad, is not good. It has another meaning.
Strong. Bad. To think.
Yes, it can be that, yeah, severe, yeah. It has another meaning too. It means very good.
Bad memories, unpleasant.
It can mean very good as well as very bad.
My tooth is bad.
That's negative, but it can also be very positive.
Yes, a positive.
Yes, yeah, with younger people it's often positive. I saw this really bad film last night. It means it's really good.
Yes, fine.
Okay, it's the opposite. It has another meaning. What part of speech is bad?
Adjective.
Okay, that's one. It's another one too. It's also a noun. Now this, I'm talking here about new words, by the way. This is something new. You can say, my bad. What does it mean? Have a guess. My bad. No.
What happened to you?
It means my mistake. Now, this is an Americanism, but it's used in British English too, increasingly. There's a very interesting story behind this word, which is why it's memorable. Let's go back. Yeah. This word began in Chicago in the early 1990s, was first used. Does anyone know anything about basketball? What's the team in Chicago?
Chicago Blues.
Is it the Bulls? Yeah, it's the Bulls or the Bears, I can't remember which is which. Okay, it's the Bulls. The Chicago Bulls had a player from Sudan. A very, very tall guy. He couldn't speak any English. He couldn't speak English at all, but he was a very good basketball player. But when he made a mistake, he would say, sorry, my bad. And the other players started to use it as well, and it spread and spread and spread and spread. And it's become part of the American English language. And now, like everything else bad, it's come to Britain from America. Sorry, are there any Americans in the room? I don't mean to insult America. And the other day, I was talking to my daughter on the telephone, and she'd forgotten to do something, and she said, "Sorry, Dad, my bad." I said, "Oh, please don't use this expression." 2 hours later, I had an email from a colleague in Poland who'd forgotten to do something, and he said, "Sorry, Tim, my bad." So there's 2 people in one day. So it's changing. All right, let's move on. Now this is something which is really, really, really unpleasant in my opinion. Our language is changing quickly, and these are words that have come from American English. Could you yes. Could you discuss with your partner what they mean? Okay, can I stop you there? What's the meaning of to deplane? Yes, off the plane. This is an Americanism again that's coming to British English. I first heard it in America. Passengers may deplane from the front or rear doors. What? Deplane to me sounds like it's something a plane does. It's very curious. And we've also imported into British English to detrain. To get off the train. The usual word for this, the technical word, is to alight. Do not alight here. This is the only use of this word in English, apart from I'm alight, I'm burning. Very strange, very odd. Okay, so I heard this expression detrain recently. I was taking a train to Sheffield. Has anyone been to Sheffield? North of England, industrial city. And the announcement came on the train. Unfortunately, passengers for Sheffield will have to detrain at Derby because there's some technical problem. So, the guy came past and I said, "Excuse me, can you repeat that in real English? Do I have to get off at Derby?" "Yes." "Okay. And do I have to?" He said, "You should detrain at Derby." "Okay. And then should I retrain?" And he looked at me as if I was completely crazy. You know? But if you can say detrain, why can't you say retrain? Anyway.
Do they say it in fact?
Well, we'll
Retrain.
Hello. No, not yet. I'm trying to introduce this word to English in that sense. But they do say detrain, and we'll see some more training words in a minute. How about to podium?
To appeal.
To walk on the catcher for show off.
It's a very, very nice suggestion, but unfortunately it's not right.
Show.
No. This is to do with the Olympic Games.
Olympic.
This is when you get a medal. You don't win,
Prize.
but you stand on the podium. So one can say, she has podium 3 times, he has podium twice, etc. Okay. How about to parent? Yeah. You talk about parenting skills. That's a very common collocation. Okay, it's a vacation.
You go for holiday.
So how about
Wasting time, baby.
to take a holiday or to take a vacation? And you hear Americans saying, "We're vacationing in Florida." It's horrible. How about to dialogue?
To negotiate.
Yes. To have a discussion, to have a negotiation. To trial. This is very specific meaning.
For court.
Experience.
It's nothing to do with courts. Nothing to do with courts, no.
Perhaps trial period in the job? It deals with something like that?
It's connected with that, yeah. It's marketing. It's to
Marketing.
test a product on the market.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
So, for example, if you have a new toothpaste. You might trial it in one city to see if people like it. So it's a test of product. Okay, let's party, that's an easy one. But it's a noun, and it's used as a verb, which is the astonishing thing. That's access. Access is a noun. But we now get the verb to access. To get access to something. To access your email. It's very much connected with the internet. Now, all of this comes from American English, as I said earlier. It's an American... Oh, sure, yeah. All of these are used even in British English. But my least favourite Americanism in British English is "have a nice day." I really do not like this expression. We never said it. 20 years ago, no one said "have a nice day." It's not that they didn't want you to have a nice day, we just didn't say this. This is an Americanism. Do you know where it comes from? No. McDonald's. McDonald's introduced "have a nice day" to the language, and everybody says it. The trouble is they don't mean it. It's just goodbye, have a nice day. It has no meaning. It's just a formulaic expression. But there's a worse one. I was in America, in Portland, Oregon, which is a very, very nice city. And I was taking a plane to Los Angeles. And I thought, I'll just buy a newspaper for the flight. So, Portland Airport, I went into a small shop, or store, as Americans would say. And I said, can I have a copy of the Oregon Times, please? Yeah, that's $1. And the woman, very friendly, said, would you like some candy with your newspaper? I said, no, just the newspaper. How about some soda? No, just the newspaper, thank you. And as I was leaving, I paid my $1. I got to about here by the door, and she said, have a nice day. Missing you already. I couldn't believe it. How can you miss somebody you don't know? It's impossible. That's the latest Americanism, and we will get it. We'll get it in British English very soon. Missing you already? Please don't say it. Please. Shall we move on?
Can I ask a question?
Please.
I have heard D-bus several times.
D-bus.
So has it got the same with D-bus? Probably getting down. Yes. Yeah. It could be the same.
Yes.
So
with double S in the past tense.
Analogy working.
I'm sure it would exist. The problem is that D is also in English. But
Most probably
it depends on your dialect or your region. So D-bus could mean the bus. All right. Let's look at something a little bit different. Let's look at now these are words that are used because people don't want to offend or insult other people. There are thousands. But these are some of the most common. Could you again with your partner just discuss what they mean? Okay, so we'll take a look at these. Yes. So senior citizens.
Depending on your position, you suggested that they were all evident. So then we judge it. So senior citizen is the not most important. But transfer is something that...
no, it's not. It's not simpler than that. It's not as complicated as that. Senior citizen simply means old person. The elderly persons. The two other terms that were formerly used in Britain, British English, was pensioner. Or the acronym OAP. Old age pensioner. This was the most common expression, but now you're supposed to say senior citizen.
Sorry, would you repeat because I can't see on the board? Would you
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Pensioner.
Pensioner? Yeah.
OAP.
Yeah, this I know. Pensioner.
Old age pension. But these terms, you should not use them now. You should only say, he's a senior citizen. It sounds better, doesn't it? I'm a senior citizen. Okay, between jobs.
Unemployed.
Correct. Correct. Unemployed. You don't say, I'm between jobs.
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't say I'm unemployed, you say I'm between jobs.
between jobs,
Really?
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. You know, sounds positive.
Yes.
Previously owned.
Ex-wife.
Let's not go there. Okay. Previously owned.
It might be some property.
Correct.
Second hand.
So this car is previously owned. Oh, really? That's impressive. This car's second hand. Oh, well. Sounds better. It's more positive. That's the whole point of these. Traveller.
Person who can't settle down,
Not to
maybe
be
moving too much.
It's connected with that.
Not to be trusted. No.
Nice idea.
I went
Maybe wrong.
somewhere.
Maybe not original.
It's gypsy. You cannot use the word gypsy in British English. It's almost taboo. It's very negative. You can say Roma, or you use the term traveller. Roma.
Rome, R-O-A-M.
This is quite a sensitive one because there are a lot of Roma in certain countries of the European Union. For example, Romania, Slovakia, and lots of them come to Britain. And well, it's an issue. It's a problem. The ironic thing about travellers is they don't travel. They used to, in former times, in caravans, travel from place to place. Now they stay in the same place for 20 years. So this one is it's not so funny actually. I'm sorry. Okay, tired and emotional is a funny one.
It might be stressed out.
Very good example. Suggestion.
Stressed out.
Breakdown.
Drunk. You cannot write in a newspaper, Mr. Smith was drunk.
Tired and
You can't write he
emotional.
was tired and emotional. Everyone will understand what it means. Now the interesting thing about this expression is it first appeared in a satirical magazine in the 1970s. We had a foreign secretary called George Brown who was very often drunk. Like Yeltsin in Russia used to be drunk all the time. And they couldn't write this in the newspapers because it would have been libelous. The editor could have been sent to prison for saying this. No, it wasn't true, I wasn't drunk, therefore you have to pay a fine or go to prison. So they invented this expression, Mr. Brown was rather tired and emotional. And he couldn't argue with that, but it was true. And it passed into the language, it's used all the time, or drunk. Okay, no longer with us.
Passed away.
Dead. You were right, well done. This happened to me. I went to one of these family reunions. You know,
Yeah.
you must have them in Georgia too, when you meet all these people you haven't seen for 20 years, who turn out to be your cousins, and nephews and things. So I was there drinking tea and eating cake and talking to people I didn't recognise. It was quite a strange experience. And I said, "Where's Uncle Arthur?"
No longer.
And someone said, "I'm afraid he's no longer with us." I said, "Oh, where's he gone?" He's dead. Oh, sorry. It's not in Australia, he's dead. Okay. Chemical dependence.
Drug addict.
Higher than emotional again, the synonyms.
Yeah. It means addicted to drugs. Yes. It's much more positive, isn't it, than drug addicts. He's chemically dependent.
Oh, really?
That sounds good. And last but not least, economical with the truth.
Not sincere.
Lying. Yes. This is this wonderful expression was introduced by our ex-Prime Minister, Tony Blair. You may have heard of it. They invaded Iraq, Blair and Bush, and then there was an inquiry in Britain, a judicial inquiry, a very important thing. And one of the judges said to Blair, "Mr. Blair, you were lying." And Blair said, "No, I was being economical." This expression is used all the time, often in an ironic way. Economical with the truth. I love it. He was a liar. And our current Prime Minister is also a liar. They're all liars. You will gather from this that I do not like politicians. And if any of you are married to politicians, I'm very sorry. I apologise sincerely. I'm not talking about Georgia, I'm talking about the UK. It's my first visit to Georgia, and I must say my first impressions are very positive. I very much enjoy the food I've eaten. It's been exceptional. Some of the best anywhere in the world. And the people I've worked with so far have been very enthusiastic. Their level of English has been very, very good. I realise that you are not Russian.
No, we are not.
I'm absolutely 100% sure.
Yes.
But I have a translation exercise for you from Russian. Good. Okay. Now, before we begin, I should explain something. It's relevant. I'm doing some research at the moment on the specific language of railways.
Railway.
But railway announcements on trains. I'm writing an article about this because they speak a special language. It's English, but the terminology is a little bit strange, as we will see. So here are some words. Please forgive the Russian, it may not be correct. I think it's correct. Let's see what happens, okay? Here are some words in Russian that relate to trains. Are they correct?
Yeah.
Could you, with your partner, translate them into English? Okay, I'm sure you found that quite easy. However, your translations will probably be words which are not used now. So sorry. This is the point. The language is changing. And it's changing for several reasons. One is globalization. The other is kind of customer-focused society where everything is about buying, marketing. Okay, passagier. No. Well, yes. I mean, it's what you find in a dictionary. It's not what they say on trains. We are not passengers on a train anymore. What are we? We are customers. Customers. However, don't misunderstand. You are still a passenger on a plane. But you are a customer on a train. So when you hear the announcement, it says, "Will customers please note that they must detrain in Derby?" Customers.
So passengers were on planes.
Commuter is different. Commuter is someone who travels by train to work.
By train again?
Yes, yes, but they're still customers. They're still customers. Okay, the next one. Controller. No. Now, what does this person do? Checks the tickets.
Check the ticket.
Okay. Now, the old word was ticket inspector. Or conductor. All right, conductor. But the new term is train manager.
Train manager.
Train manager. Now think about it. Which is better,
No ticket inspector.
ticket inspector or train manager? What would you rather be?
Train manager.
I'm a train manager. It sounds more important. That's what they call themselves.
Sound inspector.
Train manager. Okay, the right class.
Second class. No.
No. Second class is too
Low.
demeaning.
Uh-huh.
Standard class.
Standard.
Standard class. That sounds better, doesn't it? First class exists still. First class and standard class. You're not second class. You're standard. This is better, isn't it?
What about play?
Sorry?
What on play?
Economy class.
Economy.
Economy.
Economy class and business class. And if you go to America, it's also first class. You get a bed.
Now I know that Trebuchet, that's your one of the next stop. One.
You're almost right. The two of you together are correct. It's next station stop. Next station stop. Because, no, there's a reason. There's a very logical reason for this. Sometimes trains stop in the middle of nowhere. It's a signal. And some idiot might think this is a station and open the door and fall into the... So this is all about health and safety. They have to say, next station stop. Okay, Prachel.
No. Again. No.
Half right. You're half right. Okay, aisle you'll find in a church. Yeah. And on a plane. Aisle or window?
Window.
Now, aisle or window on a plane. But on a train, they say aisles and gangways. Aisles
Gangway
and...
on ships. Which ship?
I know, it's incredible. You will hear this if you travel by train in England. Please keep all aisles and gangways clear. Gangway. You are correct. I mean, aisle is correct, but they always put the two together, even though the meaning is exactly the same. There's no difference. So I was on a train and I heard this stupid announcement: "Please keep all aisles and gangways clear." When the train manager came, I said, "Excuse me, can I ask a question? What is the difference between an aisle and a gangway?" And he said, "Well." I said, it's the same thing. One word is French, one is German. That's the only difference.
Which is French?
Aisle is French, gangway is German, in origin. So why do you use two words where one is enough? And he couldn't answer me. Just went, well. Okay? They have a special language, these people. Here's another one. Now here are some more. We already looked at these two. What is an overbridge?
What's that?
Now this is extraordinary.
It's connecting the platform.
Yes, and that's also a bridge. Now, I heard this at Sheffield Station. I was waiting for a train to London, and they changed the platform. And they said, would passengers please use the overbridge to go to platform 5? What's wrong with bridge? Did you ever see a bridge that didn't go over something? It's a tautology. But they use this all the time, overbridge. The opposite is... No, subway. Okay, what about a mobile catering vehicle?
That is kind of those things which move.
Yes,
It's a trolley. But which sounds better? Trolley or mobile catering vehicle? Which is more important? This. This is why they use... It's a trolley. We all say trolley, but they call it mobile catering vehicle. Please keep all aisles and gangways clear so the mobile catering vehicle can pass safely. Okay. Cold, closed food product.
Closed. Fast food.
Sandwich. Sandwich.
Cold, closed,
Again, cold, closed food product sounds more important and possibly nicer than sandwich. So this is an interesting trend in language to use complicated words. It's the same thing with air communication. They don't say yes and no. They say affirmative and negative. Okay? Let's move on. Let's continue. Let's consider a word which is misused in English.
It's not used anymore.
Not disused, misused. And the word I'm thinking of is the word literally.
Which one?
Literally.
That makes the word.
The opposite of metaphorically or idiomatically. Literally. I heard someone say the other day, I was so tired yesterday, I was literally dead.
No.
You were metaphorically dead. If you were literally dead, you would not be speaking to me now. You'd be in a freezer somewhere.
Yes.
Okay. Here are some more examples of literally, just for fun, and we'll do something serious.
Literal translation, for example.
This is from football. I like football. I'm a football fan. And I'm very interested to hear examples of bad English, and here is a good one. Robinho is a Brazilian footballer. Now, if he's literally non-existent, he doesn't exist. It's not possible, this sentence. You cannot say that. You can say, has been non-existent, meaning he hasn't played very well. But literally non-existent, no. Let's try another one. Now, I don't know if you like football or watch football, but if you haven't got a left foot, it's not possible to play football with one leg.
With the left.
It's not possible. If you haven't got one. It's not possible. Time literally stood, again, impossible.
The goal has literally set the stadium on fire.
Now, if that happens, the stadium is burning. Again, it's impossible. And possibly my favourite one. I would love to see that. It must be like a science fiction movie. But this is great. Now, we don't only have literally, we have quite literally. As far as we know. Now, I have a wonderful image here of the other team waiting for the Bulgarians. Where are these Bulgarians? How late they get? It means they played badly. But they were not literally not at the match, means they didn't arrive. No, this is so common in spoken English to use literally incorrectly.
It's common.
It's not only literally. Punctuation is also used badly. Have a look at these. What does that mean? I mean, cheeseburgers are cheeseburgers, but as soon as you put these,
No, this is
it's not cheese, it's something else. What is it?
Cheese will be
It looks like cheese, but it's not
of
cheese.
unknown origin.
Yes, exactly. I don't like this at all. What about this one? Well, this is very suspicious. I wouldn't go there. I wouldn't recommend it.
But why a cow?
Yes, exactly. I mean, first of all, why a cow? And secondly, why? So what is this place? Okay, let's move on. Now, this is incredible because what is it? It's maybe
Not dog.
a huge hamster
Or rat.
or a rat that looks like a dog. We have done some sessions in a private school and also in the university and also with groups of teachers, secondary teachers and teachers from private schools. A series of workshops on different topics including reading, pronunciation, culture and vocabulary. And I've been impressed by the organisation of the workshops. The participation has been enthusiastic and they've worked very hard, and I hope they've enjoyed the workshops that they've attended.